What's up, ladies and gents? So today I'm going to be doing a quick review on Green Day's Dos. So with Dos, that album was more of a garage album, a garage rock album. And on top of that, as the band stated, it was more of like the party album. You know, Uno, you're going to the party. Dos is you're at the party, and Trey is waking up after the party and stuff. Dos, I feel, was a little different for the band. And I only say a little different just because the sound. Whereas Uno was more, like they said, a power pop album. Dos was more of a garage rock album, which was cool. I didn't have an issue with it. I do feel that because of Dos, or not because of Dos, because of the success of the Foxborough Hot Tubs, how people like that sound, they decided to incorporate some elements into a Green Day record as opposed to a Foxborough Hot Tubs, because the song Fuck Time technically was a Foxborough Hot Tubs album. It wasn't supposed to be on Dos, but they just said the hell with it, put it on here. Whew. Looking back on it in retrospect, it's not my favorite of the triple album. It's not that it was bad, it's just I prefer the band to have a certain way how they play the music, and garage rock is not really my favorite in regards to the bands I've heard play it, including Green Day. It's not terrible, it's just, you know, you like what you like. There wasn't anything that I didn't like on the song. I did like the fact that I was never a fan of Amy Winehouse. It's a shame she did pass away when she did. But I like the fact that Billy did have a tribute song to her, since I guess he had talked to her and known something about her. So that was a nice way to close out the album. Also, the See You Tonight I liked that too. The little intro into the album, I thought that was pretty good. I liked that, even though it was really short. The other thing about the album too was the song Nightlife. That was completely left field, period, point blank. It was Billy singing, but then there was a woman, I forget her name, but she was rapping the song. Like, he was just singing a few parts and stuff, but it was pretty much just her rapping, and you have the drums and you have the bass and a little guitar. And it was cool. It was something different. I don't really prefer the band to do songs like that on a regular basis. However, it was nice to see something different, that they were willing to take some steps to try something different and just see where it goes. It wasn't bad, but it does show that they are willing to take chances and, you know, see what comes of it. Does that mean that if the song was a huge success, they would have had more songs like that? No, I don't think they would have. I just think it just says that, hey, we don't want to limit ourselves to making music. Now, particularly with this with this album, the one track that does stick out, which has also never been performed live, and I think the reason why is because it hits a little too close to home, is Lazy Bones. Lazy Bones is my favorite track on the album. I knew right when I heard the way it sounded and the first lyric, for the first verse, I knew that was going to be my favorite song before I heard the whole thing. However, with everything for Billy leading up to what happened at the iHeartRadio, that song is a good way to give you an idea of what's going on in this guy's head right now, to where, you know, what happened ended up happening. It's kind of like a nice, good prelude. You kind of, when you hear that song, you can kind of say, okay, makes sense, to where, you know, doesn't excuse what he did or how he felt, but it gives you an idea of what was probably going through his head after 21st Century up until this point. It's very personal. It would be nice if they performed it at one point. However, I don't think, at least I don't ever see them performing that live. I think it's just too personal. However, who knows? You know, we could very well get something from it. And because with what happened with Billy, this album only had really, Stray Heart was the only song that was the single for it. I think if things didn't go the way it did, it probably would have had 2 or 3 more singles for the album, but, you know, that's the way it ended up being. My rating for this album, I would give it 4 4 out of 5 yes sirs. There wasn't any tracks I didn't like. However, compared to Uno, I liked Uno better. And I did feel that, again, the garage rock thing is just not really my forte. And some of the songs just felt like they were there. Like, they were just there to be there. There wasn't anything, like, if I was going to cut anything from Uno Dos Tres, it probably would have been songs on this album. You know, there isn't a song I don't like. I like Nightlife. However, if I was going to cut something, I would have cut that. Also, I probably would have cut probably Makeout Party, and Fuck Time. I mean, I like elements of Fuck Time, but I don't really care for the chorus to an extent. I just felt it could have been better. You don't necessarily have to say that to get your point across. I felt they could have done something better with the lyrics for that song, but again, that's me. I'm not trying to be a total critic on what Billy and the band does with their lyrics, because there's been other stuff too. My top 5 songs is, of course, Lazy Bones, Stop When the Red Lights Flash, Stray Heart, Wild One, and Lady Cobra. I love Lady Cobra too. So, you know, could have had more potential if things didn't go the way they did. However, it's a good album. It's just a garage album. Is it something I would introduce you to? I would say check out when you're starting out with the band. No. However, it's just if you're a fan of their work, then listen to it and take it for what it is. There's nothing that's like, oh, well, you have to listen to this or you have to listen to that. It's just an album out there just to be for what it is. So with that, you know.
I can't stand for falling down. I'm too sick to throw up. And everyone keeps talking and they can't shut the fuck up, 'cause I'm so tired.